I am jobless, broke, and in debt. But before I get into how I got here, I'm Brenda, I'm 28 years old, and I recently got let go from my 6-figure corporate job. I'm taking this as a reset. I'm definitely taking this as a reset because I'm here now. Everything happens for a reason, and I truly believe there is a plan. For background, I come from a low-income family. I'm an immigrant, first generation. I ended up making it into college on a full ride and being able to run Division 1 track and cross country. So I was really proud of myself. Really proud of myself for being able to get to that point. When I graduated college, I ended up going to a really good company and right away making pretty good money. Especially given the background and where I come from, just making that jump, going to college and then getting a really good job and living in a city in a skyrise. I was like, no way, what the heck? I couldn't believe it was possible. But there it was. Things were possible for people like me. Things went really well. Things were going really well. Life obviously had its ups and downs, but last year I had my biggest down. I ended up falling into depression for a couple months. So many things had happened in my life that piled on top of me that just completely broke me to the point where I was in rock bottom. I was touching rock bottom with nothing to hold on to. When I hit that low, I actually ended up stepping back and getting out of my 9-to-5 for a few months so that I can work myself, make sure that I'm good, basically just get back to where I knew that I needed to be mentally. During that whole time, I was focusing on making sure that the depression didn't get me to a worse place than I already had. Depression left me feeling nothing, which is the scariest thing that you can think of. Imagine not feeling feelings. That's how depression was to me. I lived life looking through a lens that was just completely black and white. It was like I was watching a black and white film without any noise. No noise, no color, nothing. That was a really rough time in my life because I didn't know how I was going to get back to myself, get back to who I was so that I can get back to my 9-to-5 and continue living the life that I had made out for myself, where I was working, making good money, progressing in life. I was in that scary, dark void. I honestly, genuinely didn't know how I was going to get back to this point. By the grace of God, I went back to myself. I slowly started to see color. I think of it like the movie The Giver, when everything he sees is in black and white and gray, and then all of a sudden he starts slowly seeing color. That's how I slowly started to see color. It just happened randomly one day, and little by little color came back into my life. That's when I was able to get back into my 9-to-5, go back to the things that I was doing and get ready to get promoted, continue doing my job, continue making good money, and on to the next thing. I went back. Things were going okay for the first couple of weeks, first couple of months, but then I got set down and got told that I was being let go. And actually during that time when I did get let go, I was going to start the Daniel fast, which is basically for 21 days you only drink water, no coffee, no tea, no nothing. You drink water and you only eat whole grains, nuts, and whole wheat products. I was going to start that fast that Saturday. So for the week coming up, I was thinking, okay, I'll plan out what I'm going to do and then I'll start my fast like a week later. So I was planning it. I forget if it was that Monday morning or that Sunday night, but I was laying in bed. I woke up that morning and my ring was gone. I lost it somehow when I was sleeping. I have no idea. Like, it's not that easy to take off, but my ring was gone from my hand. I'm thinking, I'm not worried. My ring is somewhere in the bed. I take every sheet off. I take every single cover off. Nothing's there, right? I'm like, what the heck? And I hear this voice in my head just saying like, pray to me about anything and everything. And I'm thinking, I don't want to pray for my engagement ring, because for some reason to me praying about that felt selfish in a weird way, because I'm thinking like, it's a material thing, right? It's a material thing. Why am I going to pray about this material thing? Obviously it has a lot of meaning to me, but why am I going to use my prayer for this thing that is can be considered so materialistic. That was my thought process. But I'm thinking I need to like pray about this. So then I went back to bed after taking all the blankets off, putting them back on. I went back into bed and I laid down and I was thinking about what I had just heard, and all of a sudden, literally underneath my thigh, I feel my ring. I'm like, there's no way possible that I shook every single blanket and I put every single blanket back on and I checked where I was laying, and all of a sudden now I feel this ring like underneath my leg. I put it back on and I'm thinking, God wants me to pray. Not about this ring specifically, but pray for anything and everything. And during that time, I was already having questions about what he wanted me to do with my life, or where he wanted me. And I kept just thinking, like, am I supposed to be doing this? You know, I just came back from my leave and now I'm back into my 9 to 5 and things are going rough. It's not the same like how it used to be before I left. Things are different. Things have changed. I want to know where God wants me, where he wants me to put the gifts that he gave me. The next day, literally, that's when I had the meeting with my manager, and he told me that I was, being like, oh, given what just happened a day ago and hearing that voice in my head of telling me to pray up, and given the fact that I had literally just prayed about pointing me to the direction where he wanted me to go, I knew that this is what he just had for me. Even though I didn't know my next step at that time, I knew that that's essentially what he wanted for me. He just wanted me to move away from this job that I had and step into whatever he had next for me. What was next for me? It wasn't easy. The next couple of weeks, they haven't been easy. Being without a job wasn't easy. The transition wasn't easy. The figuring out how I was going to pay for everything wasn't easy. The financial stress that I also put on myself and my husband, it hasn't been easy.
Footage from It Ends With Us was shared recently.
Yes.
Thankfully, we've been able to slowly move from that, and little by little, God has been answering our prayers. That has been the context of where I am and now where I'm going. I'm taking it day by day. I'm applying for jobs because if that's something that God wants me to move into, then I will move into that. Aside from applying to jobs, I'm also working on 2 businesses that my husband and I have. So we have an investment company, rental properties. So I'm working on that. And I'm also working on a YouTube channel that we're trying to grow, which is for Latinos looking to invest in real estate. Even though I'm not working in a regular corporate office, I am still working and trying to build out this business, which is really exciting because entrepreneurship and business has always been something that I have loved and something that I enjoy. So this is what I'm using my time for now, and we'll see where this goes. Like I said, I don't know where I'm going next. I don't know what God has in store for me, but as of right now, I know that I'm in a place where I am focusing on growing the businesses that we do have, continuing to apply. The job market is really hard, so it does take a while to actually land a job. But if I'm meant to be there, then I'm meant to be there. If I'm not, then continue doing what I'm doing right now. If life and God directs me a different way, then that's just the route that I'm going to take. But for right now, I'm just going full speed ahead. So I hope that you follow along.